So, okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining us, and let's share with you what we found here. This this gem of gems, Beurax. And for those of you that are not familiar with the project, I'd like to welcome you to today's presentation. I want to thank you for taking time out, and please do me a favor, thank the person that invited you here. They've thought enough of you to share this idea with you. And as I am thankful of the person that shared this with me, we're all equal here, and we're all taking a look at this magnificent opportunity that we've come across. Now, when you first go to their website, and the good news, guys, is you can join for free. There's no charges to sign up. It's totally free. As you would expect, you can log in there and, of course, have a look around yourself. That's the first thing you would do. So the first thing you do is join for free. And when you get in there and start navigating the website, you're going to come across at the very, very bottom of the screen a PDF, which will give you an overview on the company. Now, they're not a marketing company at all, so their skills aren't in marketing. But when you go through this document, you'll find a little bit about the legalities, a little bit about their business structure, a little bit about their activities. You will find, well, I was disappointed with this one here. I can't read this. It's far too small for my vision. I don't know if anybody on the call can read that, but I got it blown up so that we could see it and read it clearly. I like the fine print. I'm not too much interested in the big print, but the big print is really what I think they wanted us to see. It says here that the authorized capital of the company we're looking at is $75 million. And I can tell you, you can start a company for a couple of $100 or a couple of $1,000 or $10,000, but when you're starting with 75 million, I mean, that is somebody putting a fair chunk into something they believe in. It's a massive, heavy investment, and therefore it raises questions as well. Is this true? That's the first question I had. Is this true? Well, we went and looked at the company registration. We were able to get their Australian company number. We were able to get the minutes of their first meeting. And then we decided, well, what if we just check this out a little bit further? And what I suggest every single one of you do is please, please, please do your own due diligence. Don't rely on somebody else's information. Do it for yourself. Get financial advice or get an expert who knows what they're talking about to go and do some homework for you. And that doesn't matter what business you get involved, conventional business, this kind of business, please go and seek professional advice. Now, what we did is we wrote to the government and we asked them, where could we get more information about this company? It's registered in Australia. Can you tell us more? And they told us to go to this website here. And you're very welcome to take this down. It's connectonline.asic. ASIC stands for the Australian Security and Investment Commission.gov.au. So this is a government body, a government website. These are the guys responsible for doing their due diligence. I mean, we're relying heavily on the government to look after the consumer. The consumer, that's you and I. We need to be protected. So therefore, it's down to the government to license the companies, to make sure they've done their KYC. KYC stands for Know Your Client, Know Your Customer. And therefore, we would expect them to have seen passports, utility bills. They've probably spoken to accountants, their bankers, and stuff like that to come up with the documentation that we've come up with. Well, we thanked ASIC for giving us the link to this website, which was a government website, and we didn't really know where to find what we were looking for. And that's why I share this with you now, because really what we're doing is we're just showing you what we've come across here. And it says search the ASIC registers. And when you press the select button here in the drop-down menu, just select organization and business name and type in the business we're looking at, which is called Beurax, and just press the go button. And when you do that, you'll duly find that they are currently registered. Now, if they were unregistered or they were dismissed, you're going to get that information as well. So at least we know they're up and running, they're alive, and of course, they've got themselves registered and licensed with the ASIC. I suppose a bit like the SEC in the US would be the equivalent of ASIC in Australia. Now, we were not just satisfied with this information, because when it go down here to the bottom left, if you can read that, it says information for purchase. So when we scrolled into this, it said the current and historical company information. Well, we said, okay, it's going to cost us $17. Let's do that. Let's not just take the registration. Let's go and get some more meat. Let's go and find out more content about the current and historical company information. So We paid the $17 and we got back on government-headed paper, ASIC, the Australian Securities Investment Commission. We got this on the 27th of October. Okay, now that's not too long ago. It's fairly fresh. And we were able to navigate the document and find out the ACN, standing for the Australian company number. We can find when they registered. We can find where they registered. We can find their registered place of address. We can find their principal place of business. We can find who their directors and secretaries are. And more importantly, you remember the big print, the $75 million. We can now learn that this is not what you call nominal share capital. You see, anybody could set up a company on the internet and set it up for a nominal value. You could have 2 single shareholders and you could say there's a nominal value in this company of $100,000. So you can't set up a company with $75 million if it's fully paid up. So the government's telling us this is fully paid shares. That's 100,000 shares at $750 each. That means there is serious, we would call in this part of the word clout, there's serious clout behind this company to have, or there's serious intentions with a $75 million startup. Now, first of all, let's put a quick disclaimer in here. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not here to give you any advice at all. I'm just sharing what I've found, my own story, my own opinions and calculations. It's entirely up to you to go and do your own homework. I would highly recommend, and I tell everybody to do this, go and buy that document yourself. And therefore, you'll be satisfied when you get it back from the government. You know, if you take it from a third party, you know, technology today, people can edit stuff. There's these programs, you can make all this fancy stuff up. But when you get it from a government website, and you pay for it to the government, I mean, therefore you anticipate or expect that information to come back is right. So I would highly recommend you do that. Now, the other thing, we're going to look at what's happened for some of our customers since this last few weeks, few months. And I've got to say that the past performance can't guarantee anything in the future. But what we're seeing here is nothing short of incredible. Now, what I said is it's free to join up. So that's the good news. If they were going to charge me to register, I would have thought twice. It's absolutely free. The person that's brought you here this evening onto this call, ask them for what's called their referrers link. Okay. Now, please be careful just with this step because of cookies and other things on computer systems. If you go and do some due diligence and hook around the internet and then you come back to register, you may be picking up a different address to register under. So it's very important that when you are registering that you check your referrer's username as you log in. So please double check that, you and your client, you and your customers. So very simply, fill in a few details and then you need to put in a payment mechanism. Now what we mean is payment out. So you can put in Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, just a wallet address, your own address, so that if you want to do any withdrawals, that money goes to this particular address you're giving. So you need that at sign up. So you insert your own Bitcoin wallet. You don't have to have any money in that wallet. That's where the money you're going to take out goes to. So very simple sign up, a very simple process. Now, once you are registered and logged in, it's still free, doesn't cost anything. You can start navigating the site. And I want to show you around just to give you, I suppose, a tour of the back office. You're going to notice this green area here, which is, I would call it your dollar wallet. Then you've got what's called a Bitcoin wallet or a Bitcoin balance. And then you've got an Ethereum balance. And when you start, these will all be zero, and it's up to you to populate them. And you do so by simply pressing the replenish button, whether it's dollars, Bitcoin, or Ethereum. In the example I'm giving you, we press the plus sign for the Bitcoin deposit, and it gives you your own Bitcoin wallet address. And you fund that address. And within the normal circumstances, the normal time frames, you're going to find your deposit land here. It might take, certainly it'll never happen faster than 10 minutes because a Bitcoin block takes a minimum of 10 minutes, but it could end up in here 11 minutes later, 15 minutes later, 20 minutes later, and probably at worst, 4 or 5 hours later, you're going to find your deposit here. Now, of course, if you want to take that back out again, you can do it. So that's what I like. You can put it in, you can take it out when you want, and that's important. So if there is a balance in any of these clocks, that's yours, guys, and you can withdraw that simply by pressing the withdraw button, the minus sign here, and then for those will go to that wallet or that information you gave when you registered. So very, very, very simple to go in, very, very simple to take your balance out. Now, why would you even decide to put any money here in the first place? Well, there's got to be something interesting. Well, what we found out is on the left-hand side, there are 4 different plans that this company offer. There's what's called total return, currency, interest rate, and commodity swaps. Now, that language to most people doesn't make much sense, but you're going to find out very, very soon how this actually works. You'll see the same 4 tabs on the left across the screen here. The blue one's highlighted here, which is total return swaps. Now, what does that mean? Well, let's say you started with $20, and that's the next best thing I liked. I liked it was free to register. I like you could anything in your clock here you could take in or you could take it out again. I like that, and I like that you could get started with just $20. If you want to dip your toe in the water with $20, well, what a way to start. Just $20 up to $500. You could enter the total return swaps, and that offers you 1.4% for 15 days. Now, here's the good news. It's every day that you get paid, you can withdraw that same day. As soon as it arrives, you can take it out immediately. On the 15th day, and these are what we call business days or working days, Monday to Friday, on the 15th day, you will get your 1.4% and your $20 back or your $500 back, whatever you've deposited. So on the 15th day, you get a total return. That's why it's called total return swap. So you get your profit every day that you can withdraw, and on the last day you get your balance back. And it's up to you to withdraw that or maybe start a new plan if you wish. It's entirely up to you. And I like this little time frame. It's a 15-day deal. That's very, very, very cool. Now, for those of you that have noticed on the right-hand side here, we can see there's 1.5% available. Well, how do you do that? Very, very simply. For those of you that can manage $500 to $1,000, 2 things happen. You get that extra 0.1%, it's 1.5, but also notice, ladies and gentlemen, you're getting 5 bonus days. It's a 20-day plan, a short 20-day plan, and that would have a net effect of 30%. So let's say $1,000 would be worth $1,300 in 20 days, 20 business days. Okay, so $1,000, 30% of $1,000 is $300. That would be $1,300. Now, that would give you an extra $300. Now, if you've got $300 a month, you've got a very nice business. It will help a lot of marriages. It will help a lot of families. It might pay the groceries. It might contribute towards your rent or your mortgage. It'll do something for a small plan like that. Now, we have some better rates as well, just depending on your appetite for risk, depending on how you feel. You can get 1.6, 1.7, and the maximum in the total returns would be 1.8%. Of course, it's for higher net worth individuals. You need to be doing $5,000 up to $10,000, and that's a 35-day plan. So guys, it's very, very easy to navigate and read. You can see whether it's dollars you're looking at, or over here we can see Bitcoin. So when we look at the Bitcoin model, the minimum Bitcoin you can do is 0.001, 0.001 of a Bitcoin up to half a Bitcoin. That would reflect 1.4% every day. Totally passive. You don't have to share this with anybody. You don't have to tell anybody you're doing this. You don't have to wrap anything, buy anything, sell anything, order anything, ship anything. It's a total passive deal. And for 20 days, you get that 1.4%, which would net you about 28% on your Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin has been in a very good bull market right now. The good news is when you're working with Bitcoin, it stays in Bitcoin. They're not converting back to dollars or some other currency. Your Bitcoin remains in Bitcoin. I like that as well. Of course, for the Bitcoin followers, you've got 1.5, 1.6 is the maximum on Bitcoin. That's between 2 and 10 Bitcoins. You get a 45-day plan. That's 45 business days, which would give you 72%, and that's terrific. Just 45 days down the track, you'll get your Bitcoin back, but you'll get every day during those 45 working days, you're going to get that 1.6%. And again, for those of you who like and prefer the Ethereum model, for as little as 0.1 Ethereum, you can get started there. Up to 5 Ethereum, you're into that 20-day plan again. So very, very simply, just scroll down, navigate the currency you desire, select the term that you desire. It's a short-term plan, and get started with one of those. Now, the next category would be what's called currency swaps. So you can see we've moved from total returns. We've jumped over now to the currency swaps. This is a different arrangement. Again, this is for our high net worth individuals. We're looking at somewhere between 3 and 3.6% for 90 days, guys. Now, this is pretty serious stuff. You're looking at 3% a day for 90 business days. That means for those of you that can afford, let's call it around $10,000, you're looking at $27,000 3 months down the road. Okay, so $10,000 at 270% would give you back $27,000. So $17,000 of profit totally in that way. That's a 90-day plan. That's called our currency swaps. And again, for the Bitcoin users, it's slightly better when you use Bitcoin. You see you're getting that 3.1. So if you use dollars, you're getting 3%. The Bitcoin holders, they're getting 3.1% for using the convenience of Bitcoin. So between 1 and 5 Bitcoins, you get 90 days. That reflects just a slightly better return. You're looking at 279%. And what happens is you'll get that 3.1% every day for 90 days. On the day 90, with your last profit of the day, you're going to have returned your Bitcoin. And this has already happened for many people. The company's been operating now for several months. People have already witnessed and experienced that, and we probably hear from some of them on this call right now. And for those of you that like the shorter term plans, there's many of you on this call that have done what we've said here, and of course got their full deposit back at the end of the term. So it's entirely up to yourself. And of course you can do that in Ethereum. Now the next category we're looking at is what's called interest rate swaps. And when I asked about this, I was told that, you know, some markets with the corona are closing down, other markets are opening up. It's a very funny world we're in right now. And there's a lot of play on the different currencies right now, and there's a lot of profits, a lot of volatility. And with AI in particular, artificial intelligence and manpower working that technology, they can be very, very profitable. And we're looking at somewhere here between 1.5 and 2.1%. Now, this is variable. So when I took this picture for you guys, this is 1.9%. I found out that the next day it had dropped to 1.6%. The following day it was 2.1. The next day it was 2.1 again. I think the next day it was 2.1 again. The next day it dropped to 1.8. So I want you to understand that this is a variable rate between 1.5 and 2.1. And it's a very short-term plan. It's just 45 days. And in fact, ladies and gentlemen, this is my 45th day in the business. So I'm on day 45. So, and I've had one of these plans and it's paid back the full deposit at the end of the term. So this is fantastic. Now, commodity swaps, this is a different one. We're into category 4 here. And please don't let Mr. Greedy get in your way. Us human beings, we suffer from a lot of diseases, but one is greed. And I know a lot of people have logged in on this 4.2 daily. Guys, this doesn't suit everybody. It's the best rate, it's the best percentage, it's the best return. But guys, it doesn't suit everyone. We have a holiday season coming up on our doorstep right now. People need to be able to get their hands on their money. So when you can take out your daily profits, or if your term ends pre-Christmas or immediately after Christmas to maybe do some shopping and stuff, you need to be thinking of the shorter term plans. This is for the savvy investor. This is for those guys that can offset their money for 200 days. This is a 200-day plan, and your profit and your principal come back at the end of the term. So just that's a little bit of navigation around the website to give you an idea. And we've customers doing all kinds of those plans there. Now, that's one part of it. What probably interests most of us is, well, how do you get it out? How does that all work? Well, very, very simple. What I said earlier is if you have a balance in any of these 3 clocks at the top, that's yours to withdraw immediately. So in this case, you can see the 0.06. I've opted for 0.05 of that. I've pressed the withdraw button. Guess what happened? Yeah, absolutely. It came right out to my external wallet, nothing to do with this company, and was duly delivered back to me. And there's lots of people having major success with this. I believe there's something like 55,000 account holders right now. 55,000 account holders. It's a very successful model. Now, let's look at some of these withdrawals. So there's the one I showed you, that 0.05. That was back on the 23rd of October. The following day, there was a withdrawal of 0.1 of a Bitcoin. The next day, on the 25th, there was 2 Ethereum. The 27th, there was $1,000 removed, and also on the 27th, 0.024 Bitcoin. So as long as there's a balance in there, guys, that's up. Well, that's yours to withdraw. Very simple. And then after 2 weeks on this particular account, you can see just after 2 weeks, there was $6,000 withdrawn. This is the total withdrawal history. I want to tell you guys, the reporting inside this, the data reporting inside this is phenomenal. It's exceptional. And guys, you can't do the wrong thing. You can just navigate through this yourself. If you go in every couple of hours, or I go in every couple of hours just to see how much money's in there, because it grows and grows and grows. It's an exceptional platform. But you will find, if you're new, that you probably log in the first day, and then the next day, and then the next day, and then you'll start going in multiple times a day, and you'll see the balance, and you'll get very familiar with this. It's a really, really cool website. Now, after a couple of weeks, you can see here with all these various withdrawals, there was $6,200 taken out, plus half a Bitcoin, plus 3 Ethereum. So this reports to you the total withdrawals on the account. Now, you can be passive or active, and some people don't understand the difference. Passive suits most people, because most people are not sales type. If I were to interview 100 people, I would guess 5 out of 100 are sales type. And therefore, that's why most people fail in these kind of businesses, because they're not sales type. They can't promote, they can't find people, that type of thing. And they prefer the passive model. And that's exactly what we have here. So this business suits the 95% who want to be passive and the 5% that would like to be active. But what we found is that the passive people are probably the best active people, because this company pays you within 24 hours. So if you were to deposit this evening and took out a plan, exactly at the time you took out that plan, you'd get your first deposit. You could set your clock on it. In fact, set your alarm clock as soon as your plan's instigated. Set your alarm clock for 24 hours, and you'll probably forget why the alarm clock goes off 24 hours later. But just remember this, guys, go back in and take out your money, because it's there 24 hours later. And that gives you an experience daily of the profits, and therefore you're very likely to share this with others, because you're getting these daily benefits. Now, this is one of our clients. He's on the call with us tonight. This gentleman is a bank man. Well, he's not a bank manager today. He's an ex-bank manager, but he was a bank manager for 17 years. And this gentleman took out, after we did the due diligence, he took out 4 plans. He took out 1 Bitcoin. You can see that on the 23rd of October. The following day, on the 24th of October, he put in another Bitcoin for another plan. On the next day, he put in 25 Ethereum. And then there was he probably used a little bit of profit to take out a smaller plan on the 30th. So he's 4 active plans running. And you can see here, the reporting tells you his total was 2 Bitcoins and 25.15 Ethereum. Now, his total return, and this was, I think, 12 days later, guys, 12 days later, he had withdrawn 3/4 of a Bitcoin and 9 Ethereum. Okay, so he put in 2 Bitcoin and 25 Ethereum, and he'd removed in profit 3/4 of a Bitcoin and 9 Ethereum, which is a total of $16,000 in his first 12 days. Now, if you type into your calculator 16,000 and divide it by 12, I'm guessing you're going to get somewhere in the region of, I think it's $1,300, $1,400 a day. That's what this passive guy gets, $1,300 to $1,400 a day. There's some people in this call would like that a month. There's some people like that a week, but this gentleman earns that a day. And you can see the accruals left. So that was 78. You see there's 78 more days of those payments. He has used 12 days up, because it's a 90-day plan. So he's got $16,000 out. Now, I told you before I would give you an update on that. So the first update was here on the 21st of November. Is that right? The 21st of November. After 20 days, he had 1.24 Bitcoin out in profit and 15 Ethereum. Okay, and at that point in time, if you calculated that, it was worth $31,475 in 20 days. Well, today's update, this is day 31 for that gentleman, and this was at 4:20 today in British Standard Time on the 8th of December. So I did this today, give me access to his account. And you can see now that it's still the same account, 2 Bitcoin, 25.5 Ethereum. You can see there's 1.92 Bitcoins paid out, 24 Ethereum, a total of $50,000 in 31 days. And look how many days are left, guys. 59 days. He's been in for 31 days of 90. He's now got 59 days of enjoyment. Guys, that's 3 times what's there. That's going to be $150,000 in 3 months. Isn't that incredible. And guys, that's passive. Passive. That's not sharing this with anybody. And of course, the gentleman got highly, I suppose, excited about this kind of profitability. Coming from a banking background, he understands numbers, he understands finance, he is mesmerized in this world of cryptocurrency and the potential profitability of it. And of course, now he's starting to build a team. So, and I believe we might even hear from this gentleman if he's on the call a little bit later. So there we go. That's Simon's account. Now, that's the passive side. Just, you don't have to tell anybody. You don't have to build a business. I want to now share this with the 5%. Those of you that would like to make some serious money. This is what we would call team development. And what we do is, guys, we are, I suppose, referral agents. We cannot sell investments. If anybody tries to sell this to you, walk away from them. If anybody asks you for money, don't give it to them. Please, please don't give it to them. You must conduct your business directly with this company, because it's those guys that have the license, not the person that invited you to this call. So please remember this. You can't do that. So what we are is we are pointing people to a website, and then you are actually dealing directly with the company. You set up the account with the company that's licensed to do that. You make your deposit to the company, and of course they pay you the profit. So we are just referral agents, and rather than paying Google ads or paying the newspapers or the television to find customers, this company believes there's nobody better than a happy customer to promote their product. And therefore they give us this reward. It's a referral commission, an affiliate commission, if you would like to call it that. And the business is actually working very well with this particular model. So I just want to show you the history of a particular account here. This was the first day. This is for the new people. You're going to get these 5 clocks in your dashboard. The first one will your bonuses will show. The second one will tell you how many partners have registered on your system. The next clock will tell you how many of those 2 partners are active. Because you can join for free, let's suggest I shared this with 2 people and both of them didn't fund an account. That would say 2 and 0. In this example, my 2 customers opened an account each, so there was 2 active partners. Then there's a ranking system. We'll talk about that later. And of course, this tells you how many days you're with the company. Now, day 1, shared it with 2 people, both went active. Day 2, the business had grown to 7 customers. Now, I'd have still only shared it with 2. Even though it went to 7, I hadn't shared it with anybody else, just with 2. And of course, 4 of the 7 had funded an account. Day 3, the business had grown to 38 partners on board. I still had only shared it with 2 people. 14 of the 38 had funded an account. Now, you might say, well, why is there a discrepancy? Why is there a big discrepancy between 38 and 14? Well, like everything else. Some people log in, they think there's no follow-up call. Maybe they register and there is no follow-up call, so the person doesn't know what to do or how to get started. That could happen. Some people don't have the funds. They maybe have to wait the weekend or the end of the month to get paid. And for that reason, you're going to get a discrepancy in these 2 clocks. But over time, you'll see as the business matures and grows, you should probably end up with I suppose, a 2/3 rule. Probably 2/3 will become customers and 1/3 won't. That's what I'm kind of finding at the moment. And that's fine. I mean, many people walk into the shop, you don't have to buy anything. You can walk into the shop, you don't have to buy anything. And that's the same here. You can walk into the shop and you don't have to buy anything, guys. Now, day 4, it jumped to 68 partners. Almost half of them were funded. And this in particular was the day that we got the document from the government. This was a very, very important day, particularly in my history in the business, and it's a short history. We got that government document that showed the $75 million funding, fully paid up shares. It told us a lot about the company, and that's when the business started to go on fire. And of course, it jumped from 68 accounts. Just have a look at this. The very next day, the number 68 jumped to 461. Isn't that incredible? And of course, if we just go back there, the 27 active partners, next day jumped to 250 partners funding an account. And of course, these 250 people are getting paid every day. The other ones that didn't fund an account aren't getting paid. They're there, they have an account, they just didn't decide to fund it yet. So these 250 are making money. The difference, half of them probably aren't making money because they didn't fund an account. Totally passive. The next day, it jumped to 627 accounts, of which 388 8 were funded. And on day 7, that grew to 681 accounts, of which 424 were funded. That's 424 people getting paid every day. Isn't that incredible? That's 5 days a week, guys. And also you can see that the total referrals was $4,300. There was a bonus here of $3,000. So 7 days in the business, shared it with 2 people, $7,000 in 1 week. So that's the potential. I'm not going to say you're going to do those numbers. You certainly can do those and more. There are people doing a lot better than this particular account. It's just an example, and it's just a tour of a back office to show you how the whole thing works. Now, let's go back to withdrawals, because again, that's what we're interested in. If you have funds in the dollar, Bitcoin, or Ethereum wallets, you can select which currency you'd like to receive that in. For instance, if you had $68 here, you can take that out in Ethereum, Litecoin. You can move it to a Perfect Money payment card or a Payeer card or USDT. So there's options for withdrawals, and that's pretty cool. For instance, Bitcoin, you probably take it out into a Bitcoin wallet. So you can add all of these accounts in your back office under financial or account settings and set up all these various wallets to start accumulating for you and your family these, let's call these digital assets. We're accumulating digital assets such as Bitcoin and Ethereum and Litecoin. Very, very exciting times here. Get back to the person that shared this with you if you need to find out more about this exciting industry. Now, about 2 weeks ago, we interviewed the gentleman on the screen here, Alexander. Alexander's our upline. Alexander worked in the medical profession. He was supplying medical equipment to hospitals and stuff. And we interviewed Alex, I guess it's 2 weeks ago. And we were, well, we were quite impressed because Alex had been away on holidays for 2 weeks, and his partner wouldn't let him participate on the phone because he was on holidays. He said he wasn't really building the business. But when he came back off holidays after 2 weeks, on the 6th of November, there was 3.3749 Bitcoins in his wallet to withdraw. And 3.3 Bitcoins, guys, is a lot of money. It's like $50,000. And he couldn't comprehend how the business had grown so much whilst he was away. He wasn't promoting the business. And you can see his total withdrawals was $10,000, 4.5 Bitcoins, because this withdrawal, this is his withdrawals, his history of withdrawals. And then he had also withdrawn almost 13 Ethereum. I mean, guys, that's serious, serious money. And my question at the time to Alex was, I says, Alex, I don't know you very well. Certainly you sound like a nice gentleman, but how do I know this is real? How can I, honestly, that sounds like too much money to me. How can I trust this? I mean, there's software out there and photoshopping. I mean, is this real? Please be honest with me. And Alex said, hold on a second, give me 1 minute. And he went quiet, and there was 2 or 3 of us on the call, and we went, what's gone? Is he away? Did he run away? Where did he go? And what he was doing, he was logging in to his Explorer, and he was able to show us the confirmation on the blockchain. And you can see here yourself on the 6th of November, here's the hash code on the blockchain transaction. You can see the output. You see there's charges as well, a slight, what you call a miner's fee for moving cryptocurrency, but you can see the 3.3749. Now let's just go back. 3.3749. There's no way you can manipulate the back office and get it on the blockchain at the same time. And that was evidence for us. That was, wow, this is working sweet. And you can see there, Alex took out $53,000. Well, that was the first time we interviewed him. The second time we interviewed him, a lot of you were on this call. And I know we had a bad line that day, but just in this last few days, we've spoken to Alex again. And here's his back office again. So let's pay attention here. Do you see the 3.379 we referred to on the 6th of the 11th? Well, guys, on the 4th of December, just 4 days ago, he withdrew 7 Bitcoins. So he had taken out $13,000, 13 Bitcoins in total, 13 Ethereum almost. But on this day, he took out 7 Bitcoins. And I said, Alex, I'm going to ask you a question. 7 Bitcoins, that's double. He says, hold on a second. And off he went back to the blockchain. And here we go. On the 4th of December, with the hash code, 7 Bitcoin removed, $135,000. Now, guys, I'm not telling you this to impress you. I know that's big numbers. Please dilute that 10 times if you wish, if you can't understand these big numbers. You see, there's some people on the call can cope with the little numbers, but there's also a lot of people on the call that can cope with these bigger numbers. So we're sharing this for the little people and for the big people. And guys, this has been so serious. Now, what I'd like to do now is show you a little bit about the compensation plan, how that works, how you can profit from it. It's very simple. It's a referral bonus plan. When you start, you are, as long as you fund a plan, that is, you're eligible for 631, half, and a few other percentages down, 15 generations of referrals. So that's pretty good. However, when you have $10,000 of volume in your structure in a particular way, and you'll get that on the training, in a particular way, if there's $10,000 in the total financial structure of your business, you get promoted to 7% 3-1. So you get slightly better. Now, Simon, whose account I showed you earlier, put in a Bitcoin, and Bitcoin at that stage was $12,900. And here's the good news for Simon. He's getting 3.1%, not at $12,900. He's getting it on $19,000 because Bitcoin's gone up. And that's the beautiful thing about the program. He's got the benefit of the bull market on the Bitcoin because his currency has remained. But on his deposit, I was able to gain 6%. And that promoted me immediately to 7%. But you recall that the next day I put in another Bitcoin and 25 Ethereum. That put me up to 8%. So as the financial turnover in your organization grows to these numbers, and don't let these numbers frighten you because it kind of grows very fast. Once you have $30,000 in your structure, you get your first $1,000 bonus. Once you have $60,000, you get that $2,000 bonus. Many of you on the call have received that. Lots of you have got the $3,000 bonus. Lots of you have got the $5,000 bonus, and many of us are now shooting for the $20,000 bonus. Alex got his $20,000 bonus. So you can get a $50,000, $250,000, $500,000, $1 and $3 million bonuses as the financial structure grows in your organization. And of course, you get all these variety of percentages. It's quite exciting, quite exceptional, and a very simple comp plan at the same time. So what I'd like to do now is I'd like just to share with you back to the passive side. For those of you that had a Bitcoin at your disposal, the problem with people with Bitcoin in storage or in a cold wallet, or even a hot wallet for that matter, is it's not making you any money other than the upswing of Bitcoin. And the challenge then is, if you had a Bitcoin when it was 18,000, then went up to 19,000, back down to $18,000, and back up to 19,000, back down to 18. As it hovers up and down, you're not making any money. But here, regardless of what it does on the market, you can get 3.1% a day. So in this hypothetical example, if you had Bitcoin on deposit at 3.1%, in 17 days, you're going to have half a Bitcoin out in profit, and you still have your Bitcoin in the system making you money. After 33 days, you've got more than a Bitcoin out of the system, and you've still got a Bitcoin in the system making you money. After day 65, you've got 2 Bitcoins. Now, you had one, now you've got 2, and you're only 65 days in. Guess why? Because a 90-day plan would give you a total return of 2.79 Bitcoins. Now, again, for those of you who don't have a Bitcoin, you can fractionalize this. However, the rates may not be as good as 3.1. You might come down to those lower regions of 1.4 to 2.5%. So something like that. But guys, there's something here for everyone. That's the message. So with that, I'm going to hand you back to Gary to wrap up tonight's call. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Great job, Hugh, as usual. I keep wanting to sign up again every time I hear this. Let's have a couple people talk. We talked a lot about Simon. Simon, I see that you're on. I'm going to ask you to unmute if you could. I just clicked the magic button. We'd love to have your take on this if you could. Say a few words. Are you there?
I'm here. Gary, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you great. How are you, buddy?
I'm great. Thank you so much. And can you see me okay? Even better if you can.
I'll work on that. Just keep talking.
Okay. So a great presentation, Hugh. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. Hi, everybody. I hope you can see me now. I suppose when this was introduced to me, the first thing that appealed to me was the currency swaps, the 3.1% a day. However, I thought nobody is going to join me and take a look at this at 3.1% a day, because it's not in most people's reality to be receiving 3.1% a day on your funds. That said, what I did was I had a trader analyze these trades, these real-time feeds, and look forensically through them, because he would be very experienced in this, and he liked what he saw. Whilst we can't verify the exchanges, the accounts where the money is on, that's understandable. I was in banking for years, as Hugh said, and there were no visible transactions, no transparency, nothing, let alone API connections with real-time trades. And my point of view is nothing is too good to be true. And I thought 3.1%, you're withdrawing daily if that's what you choose. So your risk is diminishing every day. So worst case scenario, if nobody participated with me, then you're looking at 30 days here before you would get your seed capital back. And again, this was just being maybe cautious because we hadn't a lot of information to go on. There was no articles on the internet, good, bad, or indifferent, but sometimes you just get a feeling. You know, when you meet somebody, you get a feeling. When you look at a property or a home and you go to buy it, you get a feeling. So I got my feeling and I started sharing it with people, and I said, I'll update you in a couple of days, in a few weeks. And they started to see the results I had. It took them a little time, as in maybe 3 weeks, and they started to join and they started to share, and everyone is delighted. Everyone is making money every day. I just want to thank everyone that came on board with me, and all the people that have come on board and that are continuing to join. And if you're listening to this, I know someone listening to this or the recording, and they possibly need an opportunity and they're wondering, should they take a chance on this? I would say, of course, do your due diligence. But however good you think this is, I think it's probably about 100 times better. It's really, really good, and it's just changed so many people's Christmas that I'm aware of. I want to keep it short, and thank you again, Gary. Thank you, Hugh. It's a pleasure to be partnering with you.
Awesome, Hugh. Thanks so much, Simon. We're going to get some people have been asking me, is there any girls in this thing? And I said, we have a lot of girls. We have a lot of women, a lot of pretty girls too. So we're going to have one of those speak real quick here if I can find her. There's so many people on the webinar. Excuse me, just give me a second to find you, Sarah. Hold on. I had you a minute ago and then there you are. So let me unmute you. It should allow you to unmute now. There should be a thing pop up and said, unmute myself, and take it away. Sarah, you're from the UK, right?
I am, yes. I'm from the United Kingdom, and I've been in the online space since 2017, and I've come from a high ticket affiliate marketing background. So what actually attracted me to this was, I actually personally love to recruit, but what I've seen in the industry is duplication is what people struggle with. And if somebody joins an opportunity, we can never guarantee they're going to make their money back or make a profit. But what I loved about Beurax is I can confidently say to people, you can join this, and within 24 hours, you will actually see a profit in your back office without actually needing to recruit at all. So I've seen a completely different audience actually reach out to me in my inbox that aren't necessarily affiliate marketers or network marketers, but are people that have just been looking for a way to make money online, but have not had experience in the industry before. Or I've got people that's joined me that have struggled to recruit in an affiliate opportunity and are absolutely smashing this. One lady actually just reached Diamond yesterday. She has struggled in affiliate marketing programs before, yet she's brought in investors that have invested 20,000 into this, and she's now got Diamond rank. So that is just an amazing achievement for her. Another example would be Stuart. He joined on Sunday, wanted to put $10,000 in. He went for the currency swaps. Again, no interest to refer. And yet he messaged me yesterday to say, Sarah, I've made my first $300 on Monday, just because he's getting paid 3% a day on his 10K investment. So we have so many different people from all different backgrounds that are able to genuinely make money in this, whether they choose to refer or not. So it just fills me with so much excitement. And I was laughing when Gary reached out to me tonight in a Telegram chat, because I actually thought I was in trouble for chatting too much in the Telegram group. And he went, no, he said, I want you to come on and give you testimonial, because I've been in the opportunity for 19 days, and I've actually grown a team of, there's 64 people now in my team. And from that 64, 36 have invested. And I hit diamond on Sunday, which was 30K volume. And then today it's rocketed up to 52,000 in team volume. And it's just amazing seeing what we are doing collectively as a group. So excited. While I've been on the webinar, I've had 2 more people confirm that they are going to sign up tonight. So it's just, the momentum's really starting to roll and everybody's very excited.
Well, we're so happy to have you, and we really thank you for your positive attitude and your help in the room. You know, we all can't stay up 24 hours, but we're trying. So thanks very much, Sarah, and I'll talk to you again. Let's get one more if we could. Rebecca, I just unmuted you. If you could jump on. Are you there, Rebecca?
Hello. Yes, I'm here.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah, how are you?
Good. Tell us where you're from and your experience so far, and we really appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you. I'm from the UK, but I live in Cyprus now. And yeah, I just think it's an incredible opportunity. It's actually the first passive income stream that I've worked on, and I've worked online for about 8 years now. And definitely, you know, some of the things that Sarah just said, the biggest sort of issue that I've found people have when they're in a platform is basically to share it or, you know, build a team. People find it really difficult, and some people don't like to do it. So I often find that, you know, they don't perhaps get the results that they might want or would like, and it just doesn't always turn out to be a good experience for them. But when my upline is James Alexandro, so he actually shared this with me, and the first time he shared it with me, I didn't actually even I didn't even open his messages because I was having some stuff to sort out. He actually reached out to me again a few days later, and so I was on the phone. I looked at it straight away and joined immediately, and I thought it looked good. But then after I joined, you know, and I started actually getting used to the back office and how it exactly worked, seeing that daily income come in, I just thought it was a really powerful thing to sort of share with others, and to not, they don't have to recruit to make money, as Sarah just said. But then after a couple of days, it just sort of like exploded, and I was like, I think it's like a mindset thing, because people don't have to share it to make money; they are sharing it.
Right.
And I'm on only on day 24, but I've got 269 active members, 395 people registered, but 269 active. And it's like every time I go into my back office, there's more people joining. You know, my structure balance has increased. So I'm at again, I'm just amazed. I'm at silver at the moment, and
Right.
I think it was day 14 I got my first bonus, which was 1,000, and then on about day 21 or 22 I got the second bonus, which was 2,000. And that's I've got 4 children, so that's, especially this time of year, that's making a big difference to our
I was
life.
just going to mention Christmas. That's right. How about that?
Yeah.
Well, super, Rebecca. We really appreciate you, and we're glad you're having success, and keep up the great attitude and the help out in the room. We really watch that, and sure appreciate you jumping on. So have a super day.
Thank you.
You bet. Let's bring on Fraser, my new buddy Fraser, and to kind of close this out for us. Fraser, go ahead.
How you doing, guys? Gary, can you hear me okay?
We got you.
Excellent. Thank you. Guys, listen, what an amazing business this is. 20 years of online marketing. And I have to say, I listened to Simon. First of all, Simon was the guy that introduced me to the business. So I'm eternally grateful to this guy for bringing me into this opportunity. But I also relate to the words of Sarah and also Rebecca, because the one thing that's happened within this business, well, there's two things actually, two main points I want to make. The first point is that this is growing like crazy. And it doesn't matter whether you've been in this for 20 years or whether you've completely new to network marketing. I have a guy that joined me a few short weeks ago who has followed me for 3-4 years and recruited Zappo in any other business. And yet here at Beurax, he's been able to create a real great little team for himself and create some income. So for me, it's a simple process, because when you're getting paid every day, people are loving that. That's the first key. Simon introduced me to this business, and okay, I've gone and spoke to a number of people. We've got around 5,500 people in our business. And that's not to brag, but this is to give you some figures. 5,387 people in my structure, 3,218 are paid. That is a 60% take up on people joining and paying. And again, that's a first in any network marketing, 60% people buying into this. What I really love about this business is the support. The support are absolutely amazing. Every time I need to get onto the support team, whether it's to activate a bonus, whether it's to make sure that my Ethereum or my Bitcoin has landed, within 5-10 minutes, they are there. They are so proactive. And that gives me huge confidence in this business as a whole. So I'm extremely grateful. I want to thank Hugh, does amazing presentations. Gary, thank you for inviting me onto this call. And Simon, I saw that sign above your head, Merry Christmas, mate, because we are, all because of Hugh, we're going to have an amazing Christmas. And I'm looking forward to 2021 with a lot of excitement, guys. Thanks very much.
Me too. Thanks. Everybody, what you might not understand is this is just starting. We're just at the very beginning of what's going to be a life-changing opportunity for all of us. So I appreciate everybody that jumped on. Hugh, buddy, thanks again for a fantastic presentation. We'll do another one, maybe 2 of these. We'll try to do them every week, at least a couple. And we really appreciate everybody, and hope you're having a great day or your night. And we'll talk to you all very soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.